go ahead and look in this camera right here. Say your first and last name.
Murray MacArthur.
How many laps?
7 laps.
What car we're in?
On the Nissan GT R.
All right, and my name's Rodas. I'm your instructor. So what we're going to do, Murray, is go ahead and turn the wheels one full turn to the right, because the wheels are turned like this. There you go. Now they're straight. Pull the shifter, push the thumb down on the top, pull it all the way back all the way back. There you go. Move it over towards me, and it should say M1 up here in the corner.
Correct.
That's what gear we want. And we can go ahead and pull out. And nice wide swing, and then right by this 200-mile-an-hour sign, right up in here. Right there's good. Hold it, hold it, hold it. You don't want it. I got to be able to see that corner. Okay. And we've got one more car coming after the Corvette here. So see how wide he went there? That's how wide we want to go every time. We got one more car coming. So when we come into this corner, we want to be right on this paint next to this apex, and then straight at those 2 orange cones. And go ahead and follow that guy. And shift to second. And third. Okay, so now we want to come out. We want to be this wide. And then when we turn in every apex, you want to be right on that paint like that. And then roll on that throttle. Shift. And a little bit of brake, a little more. That's enough brake, that's enough, that's enough. And turn in now, turn in, turn in, turn. And you want to be on that paint. Roll on the throttle. Stay nice and wide. Off the throttle. And a little bit of brake, and that's enough, that's enough. Roll in, tight, and roll on the throttle. All the way over to the right, all the way over. See your turning cone? So next time you want to be wider to the right even, and then up on your apex, all right? So next time we want to hit that turn in, then you want to come wide off that corner, circle back, and right up to this turn-in cone. A little bit of brake, and you want to wait wider next time. Go up tighter, and roll on the throttle right there. All the way to the right. Off the throttle, turn into that apex now. Head right for them orange cones, like they were going to go right past those orange cones.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
And then roll on the throttle, downshift left hand. There you go. Now right hand shift. That's it. You already know how to use paddles. Off the throttle, hard brakes, harder. That's enough. Turn in, turn. And roll on the throttle. Out nice and wide. Off the throttle there. A lot of brake here. Harder. That's enough. And on the throttle again. So we want to brake real hard in a straight line in a short distance. That's better. Now in tighter. Roll on the throttle. That's better too. Exactly what we need. Let it come out a little wider next time. A lot of brake and stay wide. Wait. Now turn in. Turn. So what we want to do is get an angle so we can be wide open right here. You know what I mean? And shift up, right hand. There you go. Turn in tighter. And out nice and wide. A little bit of brake right there. Now turn in. Roll on the throttle all the way in it. That's it. Nice and wide. So we want to stay wide to the left this time. Off the throttle. Heavy brake, harder. That's enough. Off the brake, and turn in, turn. Right on the paint, and roll on the throttle again, and out wide. We're going to pass him. Off the throttle, heavy brake right here, really hard. That's better. Now turn in. That's better. Turn. Roll on the throttle again, all the way over to the right. Off the throttle, touch the brake, turn in tight, and roll on the throttle again, right there. Let it come out wider. That's it, back to the left, and off the throttle, heavy brake, wait. You want to go deep into that corner so you can get the right angle so we can be on the throttle. See what that does for your exit?
Yep.
And then downshift left hand, all the way over to the right, and turn in now to your apex, nice and tight. Off the throttle, out wide, that's better. Now turn in, turn. Roll on the throttle, all the way in it. That's enough, turn in, off the brake, turn in, turn in, turn in, turn in, roll on the throttle again. That's perfect, that gets your angle for your exit. Stay wide, off the throttle, heavy brake right there. That's enough, turn in, roll on the throttle again. All the way to the right side, off the throttle, bump the brake, turn in tight on your apex, tighter, roll on the throttle right there. Out nice and let it come out a little, that's better. And off the throttle, stay wide this time, stay wide. Now turn in, turn sharper, turn, roll on the throttle right there. See the difference that makes right there? All the way over to the right. Off the throttle, turn in, nice and tight. And the ride car is like coming right behind us. So what we're gonna do is stay in here real tight and a little bit of brake, and we're gonna stay right here and let him go around us. And floor it, good downshift, chase him down. And go ahead and shift, right hand, that's it. Off the accelerator, heavy brake right there, harder, harder, harder. That's enough, off the brake, turn in, turn. Roll on the throttle, out nice and wide. Off the throttle, hard brakes, that's enough, turn in, turn, roll on the throttle again, all the way over to the right. Off the throttle, touch the brake, turn in tight to your apex, turn it, and roll on the throttle again. Out a little bit wide, that's perfect, that's it. Off the throttle, heavy brake, stay wide, wait, now turn in, turn. You can turn harder than that yet, and on the throttle again, all the way over to the right. Off the throttle, turn in now, nice and tight, all the way. See how wide he's going? That's how you're supposed to do it. And he's going to let us pass going into this corner. Go ahead. And on the throttle, we got the track. Go ahead. Downshift and then go. There you go. And right hand shift. And a lot of brake right there. Harder. And that's enough off the brake. Turn in. Turn. Roll on the throttle all the way in it. Nice and wide. Off the throttle. Hard brakes right there. Harder. That's enough. Turn in on the throttle again. All the way over to the right. Off the throttle. Touch the brake. Turn in tight to your apex. Tight. Roll on the throttle again. Off the throttle. Hard brakes. Stay wide. Now turn in, turn it hard, turn it. Roll on the throttle right there. Better, what? Great. All the way to the right side. Off the throttle, turn into your apex. And that's it, maintain some speed. A little bit of brake right there, it's enough. Turn in, turn. Now roll on the throttle. Harder, that's enough right there. Turn in, turn it hard, turn, and roll on the throttle again right there, nice and wide. Off the throttle, hard brakes right there, harder, that's enough. Turn in, and roll on the throttle again, all the way to the right side. Off the throttle, touch the brakes, in tight, roll on the throttle again, all the way out nice and wide. All the way to the left side, a little bit of brakes, and we got the ride car behind us again, so let me see where he's going. Go ahead and accelerate behind him.
We still got our things on.
Yeah, good. Oh, you downshifted, right hand. There you go. Out wide, and now in tight, nice and tight, and roll on the throttle. Hard brakes, harder. That's enough, off the brake, and roll in tighter, turn. Roll on the throttle again, out nice and wide. Off the throttle, hard brakes, really harder. That's enough, turn in, and roll on the throttle again, all the way to the right side. And off the throttle, a little bit of brake, turn in, and roll on the throttle, and that was actually our last lap. So this time we're going to stay wide and we'll slow down going in this corner and just stay out wide. And we'll go right off track right here. Great job, Murray.
Thank you. Wow, that was something else.
It's a pretty quick little car, isn't it?
It is a quick car.
And then real slow, because it cools it off. If we go down to first and just creep in, and it's just moving air over the transmission and everything. There you go.
Do all of them have paddle shifts like this? I mean,
Yeah, every car has paddle. Some of them follow the wheel. Some of them are stationary like this, but they all have paddle shifts. Some of them shift a little quicker than others, like the Ferraris are amazingly fast. So we're going to go right up the center of the tent. And we're going to park right on this side of that water tank. So right in this spot right here. And right about right there is perfect. And then turn the wheel one full turn to the left. Right there. And put it right up into park.